Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. For any new viewers, thank you, welcome. I'm Paul at Paul Phillips Fix. I'm sorry I haven't had any videos out lately. I went through a real freaked out experience. I'll tell you guys about it later. Right now I can't get into it, but physically, oh man, it's taken its toll on me. I'm still not right, and that was like 2 weeks ago. I'm trying to get back to a sense of normalcy with doing my videos again. I love bringing you guys information, and I try to help people. The car that's in my driveway today is a 2003 Saab. I believe it's a 9.5, yeah, a 9.5. It's got the 2.3 liter turbo in it. Complaint. Not starting. I am getting a click from the starter. That's it. The solenoid is not kicking it out. It's not engaging. The starter is shot. That was my suspicion, but today I got under there. I verified it. I tried giving the starter a tap. I could not get it to kick over, and I went down there and loaded the circuit with a test light, and I got an arc on the solenoid from the connection, so that's drawing amperage, not going anywhere. The starter is shot, verified. So we have a new starter. Today it's like soup out here. This car's starter location sucks. Is in a really shitty space. It's going to be a lot of doing stuff by feel. I won't even have visibility of the nuts and bolt I have to remove. I'm going to have to do it by feel. I don't even know if I'm going to get a camera in there for you guys. I will try with my little GoPro session. I'll see if I can set it up inside the engine compartment somewhere, or on the subframe or something, where we can get a couple of shots for you guys. But if you have this car and the starter has gone, the access is through the bottom. It's in the rear of the engine. I believe there's space to slide it out through the bottom. I hope so. If not, I'm fucked up. Then I got to take the whole intake manifold off, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think I'm going to be able to get that starter out of there. He has a replacement starter that was purchased at Advance Auto. I told him get the Bosch unit, higher grade level of junk. A lot of times these replacement parts today are not what they used to be, but so first I have this car on ramps. There's no way I can work under there. It's too tight. I feel claustrophobic. I'm gonna get my air jack and jack this car up and put it on my 6-ton jack stands and get it higher in the air, where I'll be able to work better in there. If you notice, I am on ramps and I have both rear wheels shocked with 4x4s. Do not play around and jack your car up with a jack and get under there. Either be on ramps or on good quality jack stands, and chock your wheels. I don't think his emergency brake works on this. He didn't engage it. I'm not going to touch it. I told him to apply it. I forget what he said. He couldn't, so I'm not going to do it if there is a problem with it. I do have it in reverse. It's a manual transmission. This car, I believe you have to put it in reverse to get the key out of the ignition. Weird. I figured it would be in first, but that's the way this car is set up, or the way it's working. I am not too familiar with Saabs, but they are all cars to me, so I don't scare off from European cars. Swedish design car, they're pretty good, but that's what we're going to be doing, the starter on a 9.5 Saab. Okay, I'll be back when I get the car jacked up and ready to delve into this. Hi guys, another day. We're back again. I couldn't even get PB Blaster up in here. It was so tight to get to this starter motor. I'm sorry, I wasn't really able to film much, but I'm going to explain a couple of things to you. The top 18mm bolt, let me get my light, hold on. Well, being that I already got the light down here, let me film this first. All right. You got those two electrical connections. Unloosen those before you take the starter out, because they're probably going to be corroded. I'll tell you what size those are. I believe they're 12. Yeah, those are two 12 millimeter nuts. Then the bottom, you're gonna need a deep wall 16 millimeter. I use a deep wall and a longer extension so I could get my Husky impact ratchet back here. This thing was fabulous with breaking that loose and zipping it out. On the top, hold on, I'm old, it's hard for me to get up. I'm screwed up and broken. You'll be grunting when you're old too. Pain. All right, for the top one, you're gonna need an 18 millimeter. I used a 12 point for ease of positioning to get in there. If you look in here, I have N52 or N54 nillidium, whatever, I can't pronounce them right, magnets. Try to get N54 or N52. What are these, 4 millimeter by what, 10? The magnets.
I don't know if it's 10 or 12.
I think they're 4 millimeter by 10 millimeter or 4 millimeter by 12 millimeter. I got 3 of them in there, so it kept the bolt from disappearing into the netherworld on me. I left my light down there. I'll just use a pointer to show you. You're gonna have to squeeze down in between here, right down this way. You see where I am? Right down in there, and you're gonna have to get that top bolt from under that upper radiator hose. I got to it with a long handle 3/8 drive ratchet. These are really good ratchets. They're Pittsburgh. People call them junk. I call them lifesavers. Long handle 3/8 drive swivel head ratchet. That enabled me to get that top 18 millimeter bolt out. All right, now my starter is not moving, so I'm gonna get in there with my little pry bar and my hammer and give it a couple of whacks and try to break it free. I'm sorry I didn't film this stuff, guys. I had a hard enough time getting my hands in here trying to work on this. Tight squeeze, horrible positioning. The engineers definitely did not give any consideration to the repair process or the poor bastard that would have to replace this starter motor. And that's sad because these are wear items. They go, you know? But they don't want you to fix this stuff. They want you to go to the dealership so they can rape your ass. All right, guys. I'm going to see if I can get that out of there. It should slide out of the bottom. If it doesn't, I'm putting it back and giving him his car back. It's my friend. I'm helping him out, but I'm not trying to be Jesus Christ. I'm not a savior. Okay, guys. I missed something. I couldn't see it from above. But you see that smaller stud? That's a 10 millimeter nut on there. So there is a third wire. Total of 3 wires. All right. Try not to get your wires mixed up because your starter won't work. Ugly things might happen. Who wants to do this twice, right? All right, guys. I guess this is a short video. You got to twist that starter around. You can get it out through the bottom. So, installation, reverse of the removal. Hopefully you didn't lose any nuts or bolts. And thanks for watching. Please give a like and subscribe. It helps YouTube know where you're watching. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. And in the future on my community page, I will be posting links for some of the tools I use. Let me show you some of the things that were a lifesaver here today. My little Astro pneumatic stubby air ratchet. This was a lifesaver. My Husky 3/8 impact driver ratchet. Really good tool. It broke that nut free that was on there for 20 something years, 18 years. And my Pittsburgh stubby ratchet came in handy, and so did my long handle Pittsburgh 3/8 drive swivel head ratchet. And my hammers. I needed a small hammer and then a bigger hammer with my longer pry bar and my shorter pry bar. I had to whack that thing to get that out. It was very stubborn. It did not want to come out of there. So take your time, do the job once, do it right. You rush, you're going to do it twice. Okay, guys, remember, take good care of your cars. They'll take good care of you. Take good care of your tools. They should last you a lifetime. Enjoy the rest of the summer and stay safe, guys. Enjoy this tropical weather we're having. Disgusting. Bye-bye. Take care.